Nkonko. Hello, mbukeli siyakwamukela ohlelweni Yilungelo Lakho. It's your right la kumama phambili SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Uyazi ke lolu uhlelo lezindaba kanye nezixwayiso zani bathengi. Uyazi eyakwaJali intokazi isifikile. I am Alisha Unhlanhla uMasijongo. Ngithi kuni nje molweni. Sanibonani. Dumelang Ndimachoroni. You are all welcome to today's program. Kuleli sonto siyaqhubeka mbukeli phela nezindaba eziphathelene nokuthuthwa komphakathi. Namuhla sibheka imithetho obizwa i-Administrations and Adjudication of Traffic Offences Act phecelezi i-AARTO. Ukhuluma abanzi-ke ngalomthetho namalungelo akho njengomqhubi asamukele ivakashi zethu namhlanje sinaye insizwa ubhuti Jeff Chuwe omele i-Road Traffic Infringement Agency kanti sinayo futhi no Mr. Howard Devomsky obuya kwa-Justice Project South Africa. Gentlemen, what a pleasure. Good afternoon to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
All right. Look, let's first let's get the formalities out of the way. Jeff, let's start with you. Tell us a bit ngale lokhuzana ngale organization yenu ebizwa ilokhuzana i-AARTO ukuthi kahle kahle umsebenzi enwenza lapha insizwa umayelana nani ngoba besicabanga ukuthi umuntu we-traffic department mefuna ukuyolungisa amacala akhe amayelana nokushayela.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Sisi thina siphuma ku Road Traffic Infringement Agency. RTIA i-agency ye-government asiwona ama-traffic officers futhi ama-traffic officers akusiyithi asiba-employer thina abantu abahlala ngasemuva siba abantu ba-independent abakhona ukuthi sibhekelele imithetho ukuthi isebenziswa kahle ngama-traffic officers futhi nokuthi isebenziswa kahle ngabonke abashayeli nabantu abasebenzisa imigwaqo yethu. So si ama-independent adjudicator akuna ticket esil-issue akekho umuntu osimnikeza i-ticket. Thina sibhekisisa ukuthi ama-traffic officers if bakunikeze i-ticket balandele indlela ekahle ukuthi bakuphena le ticket. Uma ngabe umuntu ufuna ukuthi ayi-challenge le ticket uzakhona ukuthi aze ngakithi ngoba thina asikho interested lapha uku-issueni i-ticket kodwa siyakhona ukuthi sihlale ngasemuva sikhona ukubhekisisa kahle sithi lento le eyenziwe la into eqondile kahle efollowa umthetho. And then uma ungabe ukuthi umuntu uye oyenza iphutha then siyakhona ukuthi no ngempela le ticket le lime kahle kufanele akhokhe umuntu wakhona noma ayenze i-election yamanye amahlelo asinawo. Mangabe ukuthi i-traffic department ama-officers yibo abayenza iphutha siyakhona ukuthi no ebese silijikithela ngaphandle silikhahlele umuntu angasabi nalutho ayikoleta lapha.
Okay, you know, but Jeff sisazoxoxa ngale ndaba because I don't want to out myself on air, but when you receive ama-traffic fines khona le AARTO infringement and then khona le vela elokhuzeni e-traffic department. So I think as we go on with the show ngizofuna usichazele insizwa ukuthi ubani osuke ngiposele kahle kahle i-traffic department noma kusuke kuyinina yini. Howard, thank you so much for joining us. We understand that the Justice Project of South Africa is not very happy about this new establishment of this AARTO Act. What is your views? Well, basically tell us a bit about what the Justice Project of South Africa is actually all about, and then tell us why you're so opposed to this new system, sir.
Sure. Well, as Jeff has said to you, the Road Traffic Infringement Agency is this so-called independent agency that has been established. But unfortunately, it is funded 95% of its funding comes from traffic fines. So therefore can't be defined as being independent. That is our view. However, the AARTO Act does something very, very important. And we need to just bear in mind, because I think this is a national program, and we have national viewers here, that the AARTO Act only applies in Johannesburg and Tshwane. It doesn't apply anywhere else in the country at the moment. Okay. But what it seeks to do is to remove the courts from the entire process of road traffic fines. So that's why it is called the administrative adjudication. Adjudication means judgment, administrative meaning pushing pieces of paper. And if you object to an infringement notice that has been issued to you by a traffic officer, then It depends on which act you're looking at, whether you're looking at the currently applicable act or the AARTO Amendment Bill, which has already been passed through the National Assembly and is waiting for the National Council of Provinces and then for the President to sign. There will be, if it is rolled out throughout South Africa, no opportunity at all for your matter to be adjudicated before a court unless you approach the High Court after following various administrative processes and after paying a fee for a tribunal of 9 people to sit and listen to your matter. Now that just goes and flies
that's
in...
That's a tedious process.
Well, absolutely. And it flies in the face of any form of natural justice. Your accuser is correct until you prove your accuser incorrect.
But I mean, let's look at the background information here, Howard, maybe before we get into the nitty-gritties. But Jeff Ostrazele, nsizwa hlampa abanye abaga understand ukuthi lo mthetho lo AARTO into entsha noma ngi-understand ukuthi it's actually been around for quite some time, maybe over 20 years, but
10 years.
Nifailile ukuthi kahle kahle ni implemente yonke lento le ibe rolled out to everybody. Njengoba esho Howard ukuthi it's only applicable to motorists in Tshwane and here in Gauteng, then that means it's not a national act.
It is a national act. Sabonga kakhulu Alicia. Into yokuqala asifeyilanga ukuthi ingabe applicable throughout the whole country. Le ukuthi i-applya eJohannesburg ne-municipality yaseTshwane was a specific decision that was strategic esithathile.
Is it for now?
Yes,
just
it
those
was
two areas is going to be applicable to Johannesburg and Tshwane?
That's right.
For the past 10 years.
Okay.
Right. And the reason why siyenze ngakhona besifuna ukuthi sibhekelele ukuthi uhlelo wakhona lohamba kanjani. La kunenkinga khona sibe nethuba lokuthi si-identify sibe ne-opportunity yokuthi no siwa correct. So it was specifically something that we decided. You want to test the systems, the applicable processes, procedures, and make sure ukuthi once sesi roll out throughout the whole country, you can roll out a system enganama problems.
Okay.
Besides ukuthi ama problems azoba khona.
Okay.
Manje ukuthi uxazulule ama problems throughout the whole country, bezoba into ezoba a complete nightmare. That's why sathi asithatheni ama jurisdiction amabili nje kuphela.
A test phase, so it was a test phase basically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So ilento lesiyenzile. And then after sikhona ukuthi si-implemente ama resolutions and izinto ezokhona ukuyilungisa kula sizakhona ukuthi bese sithi siyahamba kwi-implementa national.
Okay.
Ibill yakhona ile ebhekisisana nemithetho ama problems abeka khona ama loopholes nama weaknesses sesiwa correctile because according to constitutional development yona ibizwa ukuthi umthetho ofola under section 76.
Yes.
Okusho ukuthi kufanele idiscussiwe ku National Assembly even na ku National Council of Provinces.
Yeah.
I-National Assembly iqedile bavumelana nayo bathi ngempela lo umthetho ofunakalayo. So bayiphasa. Yabe se iya ku National Council of Provinces. National Council of Provinces bayithatha ya discussa ku every single one of the provinces.
Okay.
Out of wonke lama provinces ayi9 sinawo la kulelize lethu. Ama provinces ayi7 bavumelana nawo lo mthetho. But umthetho omuhle sawufuna i-province A1 iWestern Cape kuphela yathi bona abawufuni lo mthetho.
Okay, but Jeff, please hold that thought because kumele ngempela sithathe ikhefu kwamanje. Mbukeli asiphuthume siye esitolo khona sizothi mesibuya uwazi nawe ukuthi le AARTO esikhuluma ngayo, what does it actually entail? Mhlambe ususayigweletini, mhlambe masuyoshintsha idisk ngeke usanithole license yakho or uzophuca license. I mean it's quite an intricate type of details ekumele uwazi mayelana nalo mthetho ukuthi who's actually issuing what. Nami ngisazama ukuthi try and get it around my head. Asithathe ikhefu. Mbukele futhi mbukele ukhumbule ukuthi nawe phela ungabe ingxenyo yodaba lethu namhlanje ngokuthi yini le AARTO le ekhulunywa ngayo ukuthi phela sekuzodimerithwa ama-points mangabe ucrosse i-red robot uzothi usufika usuthi wena uyoshintsha uyo-renew i-license noma i-disk yemoto sebezokubamba lapho kuthiwe mhlampe ngeke usakhona ukuthi uyithole le entsha because wena you've been misbehaving on a road. Usungasithinta-ke e-studio 011-714-6918 alternatively 011-714-6919 ungasithumela i-email to consumer@sabc.co.za. Siyatholakala futhi ku-Facebook naku-Twitter. I understand usisithando was literally ubesehleli elinde ngamase ukuthi inkosi yami kukhulunywa ngani namhlanje usisithando all the way in Soweto. Sakamukela ntokazi umbuzo noma umbono.
Mina ngisikhalo kahle kahle.
Nsizwa.
Hayi lento ekhulunywa ngayo.
Yebo Nsizwa uthini wena?
Awuthi manje like sithi renew ama-license ama-license ukuthi awasakhona ukubuya back basishela ngayo into le AARTO le.
Batheni kwena Buthando, when did you find out ngayo le AARTO ik-affecte kanjani Nsizwa? Into esifuna ukuyizwa leyo because uBujeff usichazela ukuthi bebeyithesta lento befuna ukubona ukuthi izosebenza kanjani.
Uchazile ngayo. Yazi indlela affecte ngakhona sithi cabanga mangizokoleta amatikiti athi 13,000. Too much leyo mali leyo. And kuhlungu manje yona leyo AARTO leyo. Inamatikiti bawabiza nge-enforcement. Leyo enforcement leyo sisima bakutela 1.3 bayifuna nje indalo angeke bathi mhlamba hayi noma ungasinika ama-150 kule nyanga le usinike i-150 next month hayi ngiya-understand kodwa sisi.
Okay, so Buthando ucabanga ukuthi wena le AARTO le kahle kahle ayibabhekeleli abashayeli abanjengathi?
Futhi kakhulu ngathi bacindezela thina abashayeli amatekisi.
Okay, all right, again, Nsizwa. I'd like to hear your suggestions as well, Nsizwa. Ungasinikezi nje just ama-challenges kuphela. Maybe if you can just stay on the line, I'm just going to get a quick comment from Mama Guest wami. Usichazela ukuthi what would you then like for them to do differently to lo mthetho law that they currently have? Nsizwa yakhala insizwa enye lana ithi ngeke lama enforcement they come back to a 13,000 and you must pay it now and abanamali labantu.
Understandeka lo.
Ungakhuluma naye usalalele Nsizwa.
Buthando yabona i-AARTO ine process yakhona. Okokucala ukuthi mawuhlele ku enforcement order into ebonisa ukuthi uyewa ignore ama notices athunyela eqaleni because into yokucala umuntu unikezwa infringement notice either i traffic officer uzobe kuphe yona esandleni if bakumise emgwaqweni noma bayithumele bayiposile and then after bayiposile umuntu uba na 32 days ukuthi athathe any option akusho ukuthi kufanele ukhokhe njalo uma ufuna ukuyi-challenge uyayi-challenge le uma uthi okay ngiyabona ukuthi ngicommite infringement la kodwa anginamali ukuthi ngibhadale yonke ngesikhathi siyi-1 uya-applya ukuthi uyibhadale kancane kancane sikuphe ama-installments umuntu akhona ukuthi uyabhadala so if ubhuti uhlele ku-13,000 angakhona ukuthi ayenze i-arrangement ukuthi ayibhadale kancane kancane until ize iphele.
All right.
I-power ye-AARTO ukuthi inama-options ayi-5 akusho ukuthi umuntu mawuthola itikiti kufanele uyibhadale akusile nto lesibhekelele thina sibhekelele izinto ze-road safety ukuthi umuntu abe ne-responsibility ukuthi mangihamba la emgwaqweni akusiyimi kuphela uhamba la emgwaqweni bakhona abanye abantu abasebenzisa umgwaqo wonke umuntu kufanele abe responsible sisebenzise ngale ndlela ezoyenza ukuthi sikhona ukuphephela impilo zabantu.
Absolutely. Buthando uyayizwa le bekwa insizwa lana uBujeff ukuthi kahle kahle lo mthetho introduce ukuthi kahle kahle uphephise thina njengabashayeli emgaqweni so that singahlale sifa engozini zeimoto njengoba sizongena kwi-festive kuzobe kukhalwa isimayemaye because abantu babhitha ama-robots bayagijima benza zonke lezo zinto so awubona ukuthi mhlambe lo mthetho ulungele ukuthi uzama ukuthi uaddress those very issues that we've been trying to deal with for the longest time ever.
Okay, ayisisakona ngiyakuzwa khona ukuthi manje ezinye izinto azifiki nathi sithole kahle incazelo azifiki khanye ngiza kahle manje ngobhuti kodwa okunye ngibona ngathi kubalulekile lokho engibona ngathi ngaba i-solution kuwo wonke umuntu kakhulu labo abangaafodi ukuthi at least i-enforcement order mangena discount umuntu akabhadale imali angayi-afforda yena. leyo ngaba i-solution enhle kakhulu leyo.
All right, Buthando, siyabonga kakhulu Nsizwa. But Jeff, I'm sure he's writing down notes. Nsizwa ngizokunika ipen nephepha la when we go to the next ad break. But Howard, very quickly before we go to the ad break, he's basically saying it's really hampering down on motorists that are already cash-strapped because you find these enforcement orders. And he says now, after Jeff explained that there are other options that you can actually apply to pay installments, he says all these things were never communicated with them and they never knew how this system was actually going to work and be implemented.
This is the unfortunate thing about the AARTO Act, despite the fact that it's been in this test phase for 10 years.
It's like the e-tolls. You wake up the next day, there's e-tolls.
10 years. The RTIA has done absolutely nothing to educate the members of the public as to how the AARTO processes work. And I'm not saying establishing a Twitter account with 4,000 followers is going to suffice to educate 13-odd million motorists. Okay, it's just not going to work. And this thing of the enforcement order, this is one of the things that we're challenging. And we're challenging it in court. Because how can you have a situation where the Constitution says that any accused person is innocent until proven guilty, and then the AARTO Act says, no. The registrar, Jeff, may issue an enforcement order which prevents you from renewing your driving license, your vehicle license disc, and your professional driving permit until such time as you've paid.
Howard, hold that thought. Wait, Jeff, we're gonna get into the gist of this very argument shortly after this break. Because there's two directives manje lana. Akekho umuntu owazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. Nawe mbukeli mangabe ufana nami ufuna ukwazi ukuthi kahle kwenzakalani la sekiwa nase enkantolo. Please stay tuned to SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Siyabonga. Umthetho omusha mbukeli wokuthi wena ujeziswe uma ngabe uphule imithetho yomgaqo obizwa AARTO has been introduced. Okwamanje useseGauteng nasePretoria kodwa yachaza insizwa uJeff uthi ke they were just doing a test phase ukuthi benze i-national rollout. Ake sizwe ukuthi nina niyawazi yini lo mthetho nokuthi futhi nicabangani ngalo mthetho.
Mina ngeke ngize ngivume ukuthi ngithathe ilicense. Ilicense into esisebenza ngayo musa emgwaqweni. Ngeke ngivume leyo ukuthi ngizothatha ilicense. Ngamane kube nenye indlela mhlambe yokuthi silungise leyo nto noma bethe angize ngizotestwa kakusha sibone ukuthi uhamba kanjani ukuthi uthathe ilicense ngoba into engiphila ngayo mina ngeke ngivumeke leyo.
When you look at the South African driving, honestly all motorists break all the rules. Generally, I feel Guti, you look at it's serious. We don't take them seriously. We are breaking the rules because it's either you pay a fine or you bribe someone and then you're done. That's it. So I think the law will come into place, and if it does come into place, it will be a good law because then we will all try to abide by the new rules.
Kunalento le ekhamba ifike ibe inkinga because mase ngithi ngiyorenewa i-license yami angisakhona ukurenewa i-license.
So uthi into enjalo izawunceda ukuthi abantu bakwazi ukuziphatha kakuhle emgaqweni.
Yeah, inganceda wena ukuthi abantu bakwazi ukuziphatha kakuhle emgaqweni ngoba manje the more lo mthetho lona uphasa then abantu bayahluleka ukurenew amalokhu njena ama-license abo ngendlela okwenzeka ngakhona. Noma ngathi ufuna umsebenzi awusakhona ukuthola umsebenzi. Akusho ukuthi lamathikithi lawa asekuvalela kuzo zonke lezi zinto lezi.
Once people has been hit by their license has been revoked or something, then people will understand the seriousness of safe driving.
Punishment has to be done. But with that punishment of taking the license and that he has to restart again, I don't think that's a good thing.
Well, very angry motorists there, Howard, and I suppose you've done extensive research on how this act is going to be rolled out, and specifically most importantly, how it's going to affect motorists, Howard. Listening to those views, and obviously some people are still confused about how this act is going to work. We spoke about education, and we're going to get back to it, but what do you make of those vox popses?
Well, the fact is, look, let's actually be very honest and get down to fundamentals. If you don't break the law, You don't need to worry about your license not being renewed, and you don't need to worry about it being suspended.
That's true.
Okay. That's not our objection to this. Our objection falls firmly in the realm of the idea of the exclusion of this fundamental constitutional right that you have to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. The entire AARTO process works like this. An infringement notice is issued. If you don't do anything about it, a courtesy letter is issued. If you don't do anything about that, an enforcement order is issued. If you don't do anything about that, a warrant of execution is issued. A warrant of execution, incidentally, involves the sheriff coming to your house, picking up your TV, and the whole bank shoot caboodle, disabling your motor vehicle, confiscating your driving license, taking your license disc and destroying it. That is what is in the current act. Now that I've scared everybody senseless, including you, that is one of the provisions in the AARTO Amendment Bill that is going to be repealed. Okay, so that's a good thing. But until such time as you've paid all enforcement orders, you will not be able to renew your driving license card, you will not be able to renew your vehicle license disc, and your professional driving permit. And that's what people are complaining about here, because essentially the AARTO Act forces you to commit another road traffic offence by not renewing your driving license card, your vehicle license disc, and your professional driving permit. And nowhere in this process is it required for a traffic officer to prove his or her allegation against you. So you can imagine now that a municipality says, oh, geez, nobody's paying their electricity bills. We need money. Let's do it. Go out there and just issue traffic fines to anybody who you manage to stop. Just find something. It doesn't matter what it is, because we don't have to prove it anyway.
But Jeff, uthini wena nsizwa ngalena, because uyakhala uHoward lana ukuthi cha lento leyo ukuthi animnikeze umuntu isikhathi sokuthi achaze nokuthi alwe nalento ukuthi mhlambe kubonakala ukuthi where can you find a middle ground. I mean, ezinye izinto ungathola ukuthi ama traffic lights mhlamba faulty, uthola ukuthi ikushuthile icamera udlula mhlamba be faulty, izinto ezinjalo. I mean, I'm sure there has to be some sort of indlela yokuthi ukwazi ukuthi upresente icase yakho before I'm being forced that I might not have as a motorist.
That's exactly the point. I just want to correct a few misperceptions. Howard has mentioned it. Number one, RTIA educate abantu. There's a lot that we have done to educate people and make sure that we get them to understand their rights, their roles, and their responsibility. But also importantly, into esi-acceptayo ukuthi ukufundisa abantu,
but Jeff, if I can just ask.
Sihlala siba nama-workshops all the provinces. Kunama-structures asiwacreatile, siba nama-workshops, siba nama-educational plates, siba nama-offices la wethu la sihlala siyahamba abantu sibabonise.
I've never been called or received any letter to invite me to such a meeting, Jeff, and I'm being very honest.
Yes.
And I'm a driver, I'm an active individual. I like to be very involved in some of the things that will involve my performance, whether on the street or at work. But I've never received anything about AARTO. Like I'm saying, the only thing I received was a notice for an infringement to go and receive that notice or to get that infringement. And I'm still wondering, how does this thing actually work?
And we are very happy if you haven't received anything, because it shows you are probably one of the good road traffic law abiding motorists.
Yeah.
Because the minute that you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, that is the time that you get to be able to have direct engagement with us.
So banga worry abantu that have not received anything from
No,
absolutely.
wait a second.
But
give
I
him a
give you a
chance
chance,
quickly,
if I may have a chance. The second thing that I want to also be able to correct, like Howard has mentioned.
Yeah.
He talks about not having the opportunity to defend yourself because of being proven guilty. That's the first thing. AARTO has got nothing to do with guilty verdict that we're passing on somebody else. We're dealing with penalties for not having undertaking the responsibilities that you're supposed to do. The courts of law are the ones that will pronounce on the guilty verdict. Ekaleni, what AARTO seeks to do, ukuthi sithathe most of the traffic violations out of the criminal court system.
Yeah.
Sikhona ukudila now administratively,
Independently as
which makes it much easier, much quicker, and more interactive.
That's true.
And you are given specific time frames so that sidile nalezi zinto mazisase fresh emngondweni yomuntu. Yakhona ukukhumbula ukuthi oh last month konje benyedebeni mangedebeni ngahamba ngalomgwaqo lo. So there's that possibility. But more importantly also, tina ku RTIA, the whole intention is not ukuthi abantu babhatala ama traffic fines.
Okay.
No.
All
Kunama options awu-5.
Okay.
Lo muntu lo uHoward makati umuntu akana chance ukuthi as-defend. No.
Uwachazile lama options
Unawo ama
awu-5,
options.
Jeff. I remember that. Just hold that thought very quickly. I quickly want to take our caller there, Uhlanga. He's been holding on the line all the way from Ematatiele. Like, oh, malume Hlanga. Sakwamukela ohlelweni mbuzo nombona.
Yeah, sabona siswelishe.
Kunjani bhuti?
Ngikhona sisi, njani?
Ngiyaphila nsizwa. Go ahead ngombuzo wakho.
Yeah, siswelishe yazi kwenzakalani. Ngizona ngathi lento le bathi ayikho yonke lama province.
Yebo.
Iphelela ngazi from Pretoria to Joburg, kanye.
Yebo, bathi test phase baba beyenziwa la nala isazorolwa out kuyo yonke iningizimu Afrika.
Yebo sesilisha. Mina lona ngiyajabulela sesilisha ngoba kwamampela ngicabanga ukuthi baqinisa umthetho ukuthi sazi ukuthi masihamba endleleni isafe yabona.
Yebo.
And when's lana Eastern Cape kushuthi ngathi lama province lawa wonke awasebenzi ngokufana ngoba uzothi mayijozi uzothola ukuthi ama traffic road control wake lona eJozi are strong our Eastern Cape weak into ezikanjalo angisho ukuthi bani wenzeni mara ngicabanga ukuthi kushuthi singaba safe.
That's true. Yazihlanguzwa kuthiwa abanye kuthiwa hey akugijinywa la alifakwa kodwa musa Gauteng kuthiwa uzovana umnikeza u20 nje uzoba right. Thank you Nsizwa for that input. We're going to take a quick ad break and then we're going to come back. That was a lovely input from Ubuhlanga all the way in Matatiele. He says he feels that the law is going to better our road conditions as well as the behaviors of our motorists on the roads. Mbukeli asambe ke sibuyele ngaseyitolo nanku futhi umuntu ethi cha asiye ekhefini. We're going to come back shortly after that. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Yilungelo Lakho. Khona la ku SABC 1 eMzansi for sure. Namhlanje ke sikhuluma ngeARTO umthetho othi phela uzokuphenalize mangabe wena umshayeli ucross ama red robot, udriver kabhlungu emgaqweni, nje uyaspeeda wenza izinto engamele ukuthi uzenze and sebeyifune baze bakhala, baze bancama futhi imali etraffic department wena ungafuni ukuyikhokha. Usungasithinta studio inombolo zethu 0117146918 or 714691. Ungasithumela email consumer@sabc.co.za. Alternatively, usithole lapha ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Before siya breaking, we spoke to Uhlanga all the way from Ematatiele. So Howard, what do you think about this? And maybe Jeff, I also want you to pitch in there before we take Timagadzo. Timagadzo, I'm going to be with you in a short moment. I just want to know, do you feel that this law really is going to deal with the current issues of road user behavior that we're currently experiencing? Or there should have been another way that government came up with to clean up the streets, so to say, Howard?
Well, the biggest selling point of AARTO is the points demerit system. In other words, if you misbehave on our roads, you will build up 12 demerit points. On the 13th demerit point, your driving license will be suspended. Now, that's not a bad idea, not at all.
And it's been used in other countries,
where traffic officers don't hide behind bushes taking happy snappies. They actually sit on the roads and do their jobs and drive around in cars and do their jobs. No, let's be very frank about it. It's not a joke. It's actually very, very true. Okay, if you have a look at the vast majority of traffic fines that are issued by the two issuing authorities in South Africa, Joburg Metro and Tshwane Metro, in excess of 90% of them are camera speeding fines. Going through red traffic lights, I've heard you mention this repeatedly, okay, is subject to a fine of 500 Rand, which you get a discount on. to 250 Rand and 1 demerit point. In other words, you can go through a red traffic light 12 times and retain your driving license.
So it's counterproductive in your terms.
Absolutely. The fact is that we need to change the entire model of traffic law enforcement in South Africa. Yes, they definitely need to be consequences. Those consequences need to be as harsh as we can make them without completely violating the Constitution.
Howard,
but that's what we're doing with the AARTO Act.
Howard, I want Jeff to speak to us about this that we're seeing here. But Jeff, usichazele la nsizwa mina ngama fines nezinamba zakhona ukuthi kahle kahle ufinwa malini mangabe kusetshenziswa le demerit system and usichazele nsizwa.
All right. La emthethweni wethu schedule esibizwa schedule 3.
Yeah.
Schedule 3 ipart yomthetho la indicator ukuthi uma uphule umthetho ngokwenza into esho ifine yakhona izoba imalini and then ama demerit point izoba ama demerit point angaki.
Yes.
Lento le i background yakhona. There's a scientific way of calculating ukubonisa ukuthi what are the possibilities of somebody either losing their lives or being seriously injured or some serious consequences in respect of all that. That's why akusinto ukuthi umuntu bekahlele phansi and then besa decide ukuthi no lana sizofina malini. So everything else has been made to be standardized throughout the whole country. Uhlanga earlier on bekakhuluma ukuthi le Eastern Cape the way umthetho applying ngakhona awufani nangapha. That's one of the very good reasons why AARTO izostabilize yonke into, because iba standardized and izoba exactly the same penalty, same benefits will be applicable throughout the whole country. After a parliament say proclaim amendment bill lesenza la si khona effect ama corrections.
But I mean, how are you gonna? When are you gonna find somebody who's overtaking across a barrier line, like with light vehicles? What if there's no traffic cops that are stationed in that place at that particular time to issue a fine?
But that is exactly the issue, because tina go RTIA into sienza. Remember ngithi tina as employer ama traffic officers. Akuna ticket esinikezwe omunye umuntu thina. Si rely
on traffic fines.
Yes, ama traffic departments yibo abahlala ecaleni la umuntu aphule umthetho khona.
Jeff, Howard khona ukuyisho Howard uthi.
Alicia, okay. Jeff just said that there's a scientific formula that calculates how dangerous a particular infringement is and what the likelihood of someone losing their life is. Okay, so 1 demerit point for overtaking on a barrier line, which doesn't exist. We have no overtaking lines and no crossing lines. Okay, where you are facing oncoming traffic. That, by the admission of the Road Traffic Management Corporation, the highest proportion of road traffic crashes are head-on collisions. Okay, now how does a head-on collision happen? Someone's on the wrong side of the road. Okay, followed by people going through red traffic lights. If there's a red traffic light and you coming through a green, what is the likelihood of there not being a crash?
I mean, also
this is the problem. But now let's take that and put it in perspective. Because failing to renew your license disc, in other words, pay a tax, is subject to a fine of 1,000 Rand and 3 demerit points. Now tell me, I ask you with tears in your eyes, how it is that is more dangerous than overtaking a barrier line or going through a red traffic light.
You know, Howard, I also want to bring something there. I mean, we also know about these hijack hotspots where you cannot stop at certain times in the night. And unfortunately, as a woman, I have to drive through a red light. So scientifically, I also want to know how Jeff will calculate that. But let's go to our caller there, Dzimagadzo, all the way from Kilani. Dzimagadzo, thank you so much for staying on the line.
Hello, how are you, ma'am?
We're very good, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, Sister Jali.
Yes, sir. Go ahead with your question very quickly.
Yeah, I have got a question concerning AARTO.
Yes, sir.
A traffic officer issuing a ticket whereby the car is false, the registration is mine, so whereby he issued 2 tickets. And when I go to the post office, they told me that I have got 2 tickets when I go to the prosecutor there to find out, then we found out that that traffic officer issued me a ticket of, I was having overloading a combi, whereas me I driving a double cab.
How?
And that traffic officer, he say I failed to give him a license.
How?
So, which means he gave a wrong information towards my car. So I just want to know from the AARTO how that behavior, we must take a step against them or against the traffic that giving a wrong information. Part number two, I'm a police officer. I know the right and the wrong doing. So, but they issue a ticket that I never received at all.
Okay,
but according to the system, they say he issued me, I signed that ticket. So I just want to know from them how that situation must be done.
Thank you so much, Chimakato.
Okay,
thank you so much.
I will listen to the TV,
yes, please listen to the answer on the TV there. Very, very insane there. He says he's a traffic, well, not a traffic officer, he's a police officer. He knows his rights, and then he says the wrong information was fed to the people that were processing his ticket. So we're going to find out from Jeff. He said specifically, Jeff must handle this one. Shortly after the break, Jeff is going to be answering that. You saw the floor manager there. He says we have to be on time. So, but Jeff, yeah, Mr. Discipline says we've got 9 minutes now. It's our final segment. Let's understand there from Zimakatso's questions, 2 tickets that were information wrong that was actually given to umuntu that was processing a ticket. What could have gone wrong there, and how do you then as AARTO, in your new system, implement plan to counter all these little challenges as human mistakes, if we can call it that?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of them may be human mistakes, innocently done. Some of it has got an element of criminality, intentionally done so. So what Tsimangazo needs to do is you follow the same well-tried and proven method that you declare that you are the owner of a particular vehicle and that you've got nothing to do with it and this is not your vehicle. By submitting that information on an affidavit, he's a police officer, he will get that attested to, and then we're able to submit it through the traffic department, and then they would be able to eliminate that particular ticket out of his own record.
All right.
And this is one of the important things that what we do about the AARTO, and I want to emphasize this, AARTO is very interactive. When you receive a traffic infringement, don't just sit at home and do nothing about it, hoping it is going to go away.
Okay.
It will not go away. You've got the power. I've indicated options 5.
Yeah,
one of them will be applicable to you. If umuntu feels that this is unjustly issued, a challenge.
We challenge our so where do you go to challenge this? Do you go to the traffic department or the AARTO agency?
You come to the RTIA.
Okay.
And then we are submitting independent, you are able to look into it and then say adjudicate. A lot of them, ama traffic officers were wrong. If ama traffic officers were wrong, then we don't hold you accountable, so I can say.
Okay.
If the infringer is wrong, then we uphold it, and then umthetho kufanele ube very well balanced, ube objective and fair for everybody else.
Okay, but Jeff, leave it there for now. Asizu Emma from eBalfour eMpumalanga ukuthi uthini. Sis Emma, sekwamukela Ntokazi. Umbuzo noma umbono?
Umbuzo sis.
Uthini Ntokazi?
Umbuzo ukuthi benindlula endleleni ngavinjwa amaphoyisa nama-traffic officers.
Yep.
So kwathi ngisamile esayidini endleleni umuntu bangihlisa ngomuva ba-check-a imoto bathola yonke into right, bahlisa ama-passenger engiwahlalisile ngomuva.
Yes.
Mabawahlisa lo omunye wangavali kahle hle umnyango, wawuvala but wangacindezeleki umnyango.
Yes.
Maqeda lapho kweza itraka iwaiver ngasendleleni. Mayiwaiver angazi umuntu bekabhizi ngefone or what angazi. Mayidlula le truck yashaya umnyango wami yawuvula ngomoya. Maqeda ukuvula le truck le yashaya imoto ndani imoto yami yakadamage. So iquestion yami ukuthi imoto mayinjalo ilimanzwa ubani because ngimiswe yi-state.
Siyabonga kakhulu, Sis Emma. Wow, this is a very unique case. But let me fill you in, Howard. She says she was stopped by traffic cops and police officers. They searched the car, and when they were done searching the car, one of them had opened the door and it didn't close properly when they were told to go, when they could leave, when they were released. And then after they left, I think a truck came through and a gust of wind actually opened the door and causing damage to the car. So now she's wondering who is supposed to be held liable for that damage.
Ah, okay, well.
An interesting one, yeah?
It is an interesting one.
Yeah.
You know, firstly, this whole idea of police just stopping random vehicles and searching them is completely against the Constitution.
Yeah.
Because the police have to have a reasonable suspicion that you have been involved in a crime directly.
That's true.
But if they didn't close the door blew open while she was driving and another vehicle took it out, there would be a matter of negligence against the South African Police Service, which unfortunately is going to cost money to take to court. Okay. You know, hopefully the lady's insured. Only around about 30% of South African motorists are.
You know, back to your earlier point, Jeff, I mean, Howard, that you were making, and we still need clarity from this, Babu Jeff. Uti Howard, kuza kanjani ukuthi if umuntu, like if you commit one traffic offense, you actually get 3 demerit points, and then the other one you can commit 12 offenses, but you only get 1 demerit point. Kuza kanjani? How do it doesn't make sense.
It may seem good.
For example, Leo cross a red robot where you can cross it 12 times before anything actually happens to you.
Yeah.
No, you'll have to pay fines.
You'll have to pay fines in the interim.
Because this is a money-driven scheme.
But let's hear what he has to say
there. I disagree. It is not a money-driven scheme. Yes. I've indicated ukuthi kunama options awu-5. And thina masihlele siku RTI sibhekelele umthetho wonke. Asibhekelanga ukuthi abantu kufanele babhadala ama traffic fines. Sibheke ukuthi umuntu athathe action ayenze lento abona ukuthi izamshuta ngalele ndlela ngalesi sikhathi. Mase siyenza sicalculate scientifically yonke lento le. You look into everything that happens in terms of ama outstanding infringements. And example la uHoward ayenza ukuthi umuntu angahamba ngemoto engekho license. Also introduces ezinye izinto ezimportant kakhulu, because mawubhekelela ama-criminals mayakhona ukuthi bathathe le moto lezi basebenzise and they end up either killing other people and robbing and doing a whole lot of other criminality. So ubalansa yonke into during that whole time ubhekisisa ukuthi which one can actually result in more criminality. So the basic essence yakhona, you look into ama-category are different. But futhi into important, akusho ukuthi every outstanding traffic infringement inama demerit points.
Okay.
Amanye siyakhona ukuwabhekisisa and then uthola ukuthi ama demerit point awekho lapha. Like if umuntu ahambe ekupheleni kwenyanga, ahambe aye bank uthola ukuthi mhlambe bese kubhizi kakhulu, and then isikhathi sakhe la asibekile ku parking area ebese siyandlula.
All right.
Akubi nama demerit point lapha.
Okay.
But nakhona akusinto ongathi izayenza ukuthi abanye abantu balahlekelwe impilo zabo. So you consider everything else on a balanced scale, and futhi ama infringement may also be cyclical depending ukuthi as a country where are you ama challenges la
when is it going to be implemented countrywide, Chef?
We are hoping that sizoy roll out throughout the whole country next year.
Okay.
It depends ukuthi i-National Council of Provinces
by
approval process yakhona.
Okay.
Because ngihlele la ngujev angikhona ukuthi ngikuphe i-date ngithi ngelanga lithize kufanele siyenze,
because it's still being
it is parliament, and then even after parliament baqeda ukui-approve kufanele bathathe i-report iye ku-president. U-president uye kuphela onamandla ukuthi assign i-proclamation athi ngelanga eliso.
And while all this is happening, Jeff, people are already receiving those AARTO infringements. So kumele bayikhokhe in the interim?
Yeah, no. Umthetho we-AARTO is fully applicable in the municipality of Johannesburg
naseTshwane. Okay.
Ukuthi singayi-apply throughout the whole country.
Okay.
Ukuthi besingafuna ukuthi the whole country ibe subjected to the same challenges.
I want to hear from Howard. Howard, we understand you're still taking some of the sections of this act to court and so forth. So generally, what would you like to see as a complete outcome? Because you did concede to the fact that yes, we needed stringent measures to ensure ensure that motorists do behave on our roads, sir?
Well, look, a very good starting point is that there's something called the National Road Traffic Law Enforcement Code, which is supposed to have been put into action by the Road Traffic Management Corporation. That's not Jeff's responsibility. Yeah. In 2003, when it was actually established, okay, hasn't been done. Okay. So our traffic law enforcement authorities don't all act in the same manner. The second thing that we need to do is we need to have consequences. And those consequences have to be quite severe.
All right, let's leave it on the consequences being quite severe. We hear you, Jeff. I feel strongly about that. Howard, I hear you too. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Mr. Howard Debomsky from the Justice Project of South Africa. No baba Jeff Chuwe ovela AARTO agents. And that is unfortunately where we end today's program. Unfortunately, there's so many things that eksamele ukuthi sizazi mayelana nale AARTO, as you understand. Kuthiwa ke ayikakarolwa out nationally okwamanje isa affect all driver bala eGauteng naseTshwane okusho ukuthi mbukeli keep it locked to SABC. Uyazi ukuthi siyathanda ukuthi sinazise ngezinto ezenzakalayo. Yilungelo lakho. Thank you so much for joining us. Next week ukhona uSimphiwe uzobe niphathele enye indaba. Ukhumbule mbukeli usungasibhalela ku consumer@sabc.co.za usitshela ukuthi wena ufuna sikhulume ngani la. uAlisha uNhlanhla kaJala uthi nje nisale kahle.